Let's tackle this beast. So the things that I needed to put into this drawer that were on my vanity, like the new ABH foundation, the Polite Society little blush, the YSL bronzer, Patrick Ta blush, the new Rare Beauty liquid contours, the new Cali Ray blush that I just got. And that's about all that I needed to put into this drawer. But what we're going to do is have to organize it before I can put anything else in it, because I've just been throwing things back in and I need to get this in order. It's driving me crazy. So I'm just going to start pulling some things out and then we will try to make this make sense. The Give Beauty bronzer and Heaten Up. I'm going to just stick everything back here. Ginza Skin on Skin BC foundation. This is an extra. Honestly, whenever I find the other one, I might end up giving this away because I don't think I loved. Is this it? That's concealer. Why is that even in here? See, this is why I needed to do this. I'm going to stick that with the concealers that I need to put away. Anyway, I might end up giving that away. This is the CC Plus. It's in light medium. It's not a perfect shade for me, but I can make it work. So I'm just going to keep it. That's a backup. Biscuit from Westman Atelier. This is a backup. I love it. This is a backup of Patrick Ta and Not Too Much. Love it. My e.l.f. contours, the liquid contours, and blushes, because I just recently filmed Best at Drugstore, so a lot of the stuff I just stuck back in here because I didn't have anywhere to put it. The e.l.f. Halo Glow wand. The bronze sticks from ColourPop, the Hailey's Beauty bronzer, the Hailey's Beauty blush, ColourPop blush. This is from Shop Miss A. I didn't mind the formula, but I don't really like the shade. It's a little bit too corally, a little too peachy on my skin. If it was just a smidge lighter and more nude, I would love it. But anyway, I'm going to give this away. The Danessa Myricks Rosé and Brunch. Now, this is what I was talking about. This one is a little bit more nudie beige, and it works for me. I'm going to put this beside the one from Shop Miss A and see if there's a difference. So this is the cream side. See, I don't know. Like I said, I actually really enjoyed this formula, but for some reason on my skin, I didn't really like the shade. But now that I see it next to Rosé and Brunch, which I do like, especially when I blend it out like that, when I get it more blended, I really enjoy this one. I'm just going to let this one go. It's a little too much for me. Okay, this Physicians Formula bronzer, I love it, but I was doing a video with it the other day, and it's just too light on... Oh, and it's breaking. It's just too light on me these days. What in the world is this? Hang on. Private Party? Is this another... This is a ColourPop bronzer. And it was in my Physicians Formula one, but it's so light you can barely see it on my skin tone. What the heck? Anyway, that was interesting. But I was going to say, I'm going to throw this one away. It's old, and I can no longer make it really work for my skin tone, so I'm just going to throw it away. What just happened? This is from Viseart, and I ordered it blindly. It was on sale. It's a little too deep for me, but I'm going to keep it for when I'm more tan in the summer and see how it looks then before I just decide to get rid of it. The Charlotte Tilbury bronzer. This one's in the shade 2 medium. Okay. I love this. I'm going to keep it. What do I got here? The AOA bronzer powder. I actually really like that. This is a Pat McGrath bronzer in Nude Honey. I really like this. It's a little light, but it's perfect for me in the wintertime. Like right now, when I'm not self-tanned. What else we got? We've got the Makeup Forever blush in Wherever Rose. I really like this. The Milani Luminoso blush. I love this on fair skin. I can appreciate it on some days, but it's more of a highlighter, like blush topper. Gives a really nice radiance to the skin. I'm going to keep it. I don't wear it a lot, but I do like it in the summertime. My Lunar Beauty blushes, these are so good. Rose Reina. If you've not tried these liquid blushes, they are amazing. My Hourglass Dragon palette. Love it. I was going to say, somewhere in here is another one from last year, the leopard, but it's actually the jellyfish. I just custom created it, but look, I've hit pan on the bronzer. This highlighter, it's everything. Everything. Ofra Cheek and Lip Cream, all yours. This one is just not a shade that I would ever wear, so I'm going to give this one away. This is from Laura Geller, the Baked, Blushed, and Brighten in Tropic Hues. It reminds me of Luminoso. Look at that. It's very similar. So I'm going to keep it. The Haus Labs in Fire Moon. This is one of my favorite blushes. It's so pretty. It's like a coppery color. This is also from Shop Miss A, and I really enjoyed it. It's like a deep, plummy purple, though. But once you blend it out, it kind of warms up to more of a plummy pink. I really liked it. So I'm going to keep it and continue to play around with that. Charlotte Tilbury Matte Blush Wand in Pillow Talk. I love this so much. This is from Shop Miss A. It's the Dewphoria Bronzing Balm. Yeah, I've used it. I was like, I don't know if I've used it. It's, oh yes, I remember. It's super duper pigmented, okay? Like, you barely need any. I grabbed this on my finger. I just want to show it to you. It's a little warm, but it blends really pretty. Like, I don't know. It's a little warm for me, so I might give that away. But I actually really liked it. I'm going to give it away, though. It's not my shade. These are also from Ofra. It came in a set. The only one I actually really like is this one. It's a little bit on the warmer side for me, but when you blend it, I don't know, maybe it's not. Maybe it's a little too orange. Yeah, I don't like that. Okay, these are a no for me. I'm just not a big blush person. I'm not a big bright blush person, I should say. I'm more of a nudie blush person. The A2O Labs from Shop Miss A. This one's a newer one, and it's the same thing, a cheek and lip product. And I think it is also just too bright. I don't know. When we blend it out, let's see. It shears out, and it just gives it a nice little flush. I'm going to keep that one. This is the one that I think is super pigmented. It's the Venetian Romance from Shop Miss A, and it's the shade Canal. I think this is the one that's super duper pigmented. Yeah. And it, like, once you get it blended in with a brush, it is like not going anywhere. Look at that. But it's just not my shade. It doesn't work for me, so I'm going to have to get rid of it. This is from Shop Miss A as well, and it's their foundation stick, but it's in the shade Cappuccino, and I thought it might work as a contour. And it looks super duper orange, but once you put it on the skin, it's a perfect bronzer. It's not too warm, but I mean, it does have warmth to it, don't get me wrong, but once you blend it in, it's really nice. And because it's a foundation stick, it lays really nice on the skin. It's not shiny. I actually really liked it, so I'm going to keep it. Got the Sigma bronzer in medium. Love this bronzer. The Too Faced chocolate bronzer. The chocolate matte. I love this one. This is from Tarte. It's the Sea Breezy cream bronzer in the shade Seychelles. Love this. This formula is amazing, and it's like hard to find. So if you can find it, get it. It's so good. The Lottie London blush, I used this on my daughter because she's so fair, and it looked so pretty on her, so I'm going to keep that for her. Got the Hoola bronzer. This is a mini. It's brand new, hasn't been opened yet. Here is the full size. So, I'm going to keep those. My Hailey's Beauty bronzer that I've been using, I've hit pan on. I love it, so this is the one I've been reaching for, and this is just the backup. Got the Milk Makeup blush stick in the shade Work. I actually really like this one. It's a little bit pinky, but once you blend it in, it's sheer. I like it, so I'm gonna keep that. Oh, this is Westman Atelier in the shade Petal. I love this blush. It's so pretty, especially in the spring. Oh, it's so pretty. And the blend on this is gorgeous. It's almost gone. Like, I've used quite a bit. I love this blush. These are the minis that you can buy. I highly recommend getting the miniature size because it takes forever to use them up. And the full size is just so expensive. So just try the mini first, see what you think. Well, the lid doesn't want to stay on, that's for sure. All right, these are my Persona sticks. I've got Dune, Bloom in the blush, and another Dune. One of them is brand new. This is the one I used, and it's almost gone. It's a little warm, but I do really love it. And when you blend it into the skin with makeup on, it works. Trust me, it works. I really like this. So I'm going to keep that one. And I've got the backup ready to go. This is the shade Bloom, and it's so pretty. I love this one in the spring. Look at that. It's so pretty. I love that. Thank you. This is the Milk Contour Stick in the shade Stoked. And I like this one, but it's literally almost gone. I'm going to go ahead and toss it. The LIS Bronzer Stick in the shade Harmony. This one's almost gone. I love this. Look at that. So pretty. I'm going to keep it, though, and use this one up, and I do have a backup. So good. Here's my backup. These are my Sigma blushes. So I have Corderosa in the powder, and then I have Corderosa in the cream. Love this shade. Love the formula. This is Pat McGrath, and it's in Aphrodite Amore. It's like a dual blush, but once you mix the two, it's so pretty. This is the Bobbi Brown in Pink Flame. It's the Pot Rouge. I love this. Looks a little bright, but it's so pretty. Blends in and it's so nice. I love it. This one I'm on the fence about. The Makeup by Mario Soft Pop Plumping Blush Veil in Perfect Pink. I love this, but the shade, I just don't know. It's so lilac-y, but blended out, it might look good. I don't know. I'm going to keep it and play around with it some more. But the times that I have used it, I felt like it kind of was a little patchy. So I need to play around with that and maybe use it more on the days where I'm going to do very light makeup. Might work better that way. This goes with this. So Laura Geller, if you buy one of her little serum blush sticks, they send you an extra cushion, which I think is amazing. This one's not even been used yet. It's Poppy Peach. I need to use this because let me find this one. Is this the one that's opened? Yeah. So this one is in Practical Pink, and it's so pretty. It's the perfect nude pink. This is what I love in a blush shade. It's just like barely there. Love this blush. And it's a lot like using a Rare Beauty liquid blush, as in it just kind of melts into your skin. But these are a little bit more sheer. So I just got some on my hand to show you. It starts out pretty pigmented, but once you blend it in, it just kind of melts right into your skin. I love these so much. And I really appreciate that they send you backups, because that gets gross. But we'll have to play around with Poppy Peach. I've not even tried it yet. The It by Pores blush in Naturally Pretty. Gosh, it's hard to open. Okay. But it's beautiful. I love the shade. I love the formula. It's very smoothing on the cheeks. And this is the Tarte Seashells bronzer or Seychelles bronzer, but also this blush that goes with it. That is so pretty. I love it. Look at that. It's like a cream version of Luminoso almost. And then the bronzer in Seychelles, just so you can see. I didn't want to swatch the other one because it was new, but this shade, it's a little on the warm side, but it blends in and it looks so good. It's like Dune from Persona. It's a lot like that. but it blends in and just gives a really pretty natural bronze. So I'm going to keep that with like the palettes. This one's also the same thing from Tarte, and it has Seychelles and 2 different, it's disgusting. Oh my God, it looks so gross, but I can't get rid of it because I don't even think I could find this anymore if I wanted to, and I love it. Like, I absolutely love it. Tell me that's not the most gorgeous nude blush, and it has a radiance to it. And then this one's more of that like mauve-y, cool toned, and you can mix the two, which is what I do, and that's why it looks disgusting. But if you mix the two, it's so pretty. So that's like the mauve pinky shade. Let me show you them kind of blended together. I just love it. I cannot get rid of that. I cannot. This is from Honest Beauty. I love this blush. It's called Rose Pink. Again, it looks disgusting because I use it, but I don't care. It's so good. Such a pretty color. Never getting rid of that. This is from Moira. I do really love this. I wish the shade was a little bit more nude. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get a different color in this, but I love the formula. But I do wear it. I can make this work, so I'm going to keep it, but I want to get a different shade because the formula is stunning. This is the Too Faced blush in Head in the Clouds. These are gorgeous. The NARS Orgasm. It's just like Luminoso, pretty identical. Let's see. They're pretty identical. It's got that pink gold shift. It's a classic. This is from Rose Inc. The shade is Heliotrope. I got this from Sephora, and I really like it. It's a lot like the Honest Beauty in Rose Pink, but a little bit more corally, a little bit, I guess. But I love it, and I'm not getting rid of that one. This is from Kaja. It's their Play Bento blush and bronzer and highlighter. It's called Butter Up. This is the blush shade, which is very nude. I like that. This is the highlighter shade, and it's very pretty. And then this is the bronzer shade on the bottom. And it's a cream. This is the only thing that doesn't really work for me out of this. It's a little too yellow. But I do want to try it with me not having so much of a self-tan to see what I think about it, but it just blends out so yellow to me. Yeah. I don't care for that bronzer, but I do love the blush and highlight, so I'm going to keep it. This is the NYX Matte Bronzer, and it's in the shade Medium. I like this, but it's a little dark on its own. So what I do is I usually mix the AOA Perfect Bronzer with this, and it creates a really good shade. So I keep that, and I like to have options, you guys. So when I do other people's makeup, I have plenty to choose from. So keep that in mind if you're watching this thinking, why do you have so much makeup? I like to do other people's makeup. All right, Sephora Contour, and I like this. It looks a little gray, but it's a contour, so that's what it's supposed to do. This is the Hourglass Bronzer. I love this. It's so pretty. The Diffused Bronze Light. Moira Cream Bronzer. I love this. It's so good. And it's in the shade 3 Medium Tan. And then the ColourPop Soul Face and Body Bronzing Balm in the shade Medium. I'd like to get another shade of this, but I love this formula so much. It's so good. I just wish it was a little bit more neutral. I can make it work. I've used this so many times now, and I don't notice that it's too orange on my face. I just notice it on my hand here. I just really enjoy this, and I don't want to get rid of it yet. This is from Shop Miss A, and it's the Perfect Finishing Powder in the shade Almond, and I like to use this on light and fair skin tones as bronzer, so I'm going to keep it. I've got the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Contour Wand and the Tarte Shape Tape. Now, the Charlotte Tilbury, I know I love. The shade and everything works really well for me. But the Tarte one, I have it in the shade Soft Bronze, and I can't remember. It's a little warm, but we'll try it out again. We'll give it a go. These are the other Give contour powder bronzers. I have Toastin' and Smokin', and then I have Heatin' Up right here. So I've got like all 3 of the lightest shades, I think, and then like medium. I'm gonna keep those. This is from Jaclyn Hill. It's the Vitamin D Pressed Bronzer, and I really enjoy it. It's really good for light and fair skin tones. It's got a little yellow to it, but it's pretty. I'm gonna keep it. This is the Rare Beauty blush in the shade Worth. Love this blush. I feel like there's more of those somewhere. Oh, I see them. These are the other 2 Lunar Beauty blushes. Here's another Rare Beauty blush. I have it in the shade Encourage. Here's another backup sponge from Laura Geller. This is from Tarte. It's called the Kind is the New Pretty palette. It's got your blush, your bronzer, and your highlight. I think the reason I kept this was for the cool tone. Well, it's kind of cool. It's a neutral tone bronzer. So I'm going to keep this and try to keep using that bronzer. I don't really care for the blush. The highlight I can use for like an inner corner highlight, but it's super duper light. But I'm going to keep it, and I can also use it on other people. This is from Sigma. It is Berry, Love, and Sizzle. So you got the blush and the highlight. So pretty. And the packaging, come on, stunning. I am going to toss this. I've had it for a very long time. I've hit pan, and I never reach for it anymore, so I'm just going to toss that. The Laura Lee Los Angeles Glazed Lit Kit. I keep this and I have good intentions of using it, but I just never do because I'm not huge on highlight. It's pretty. I just never reach for this stuff, so I'm going to give this away. This is from SheGlam, and I love this, but it's old, and at this point, I probably just need to throw it away, but I really enjoyed this. I need to toss it. So the ABH foundation, it's right here. I'm going to stick it right here. I'm going to grab these containers out and wash them. I have a pigment from Shop Miss A. It's a shade adjusting drop, and this one's like the warm brown shade. And there's another one in here somewhere that's like a black. And then I have white and blue from LA Girl. I don't know what I would do without these shade adjusting drops, especially with this. What were they thinking? 3 in? Come on. This is the MAC Studio Fix Foundation in N6, and this is from Shop Miss A. It's the Luminous Skin Veil, and it's in the shade Light 1. I used this on my daughter the other day, and it looked so pretty on her where she's super fair. So I'm going to keep that for her. We're going to take this out and clean it. I've got a backup of my Estee Lauder Double Wear. Backup of this, the Skin Treat from Tarte. I really enjoy this product. I'll show it to you in just a second. The shade is light medium, which is not a perfect shade, but with this product, I think it works. This is very similar to that tinted Skin Perfector that I showed you from number 7, but this just has more pigment to it, and it blends into my skin, and it makes my skin feel almost airbrushed. So as you can see, the shade starts out a little bit warm, but we're on my hand, and my hand has lost all of my self-tan because I wash them so much. But I just want to show you what this looks like blended out. It feels just like wearing this tinted Skin Perfector from number 7 with just a smidge more pigment and coverage to it. It's a beautiful product, and I love it, especially in the summertime when I need something to just feel lightweight, make my skin look perfected. It's beautiful. So that's why I have a backup of it, and I honestly haven't found a perfect shade in it, but light medium works the best. So there's that. This is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Sheer Longwear Makeup. I really enjoy this in the summertime. I took it on vacation with me, and I wore it quite a bit. It just has the dropper style. It's just like Double Wear, but just a little bit more sheer and a little bit more glowy. So, love that. This is the Iconic London Super Smoother Blurring Skin Tint, and it's similar to this Estee Lauder. It's very similar. The shade I have is Warm Light. It's not quite right, but it will probably work really well without my self-tan. I'm going to have to try that out. The Fenty Eavesdrop Blurring Skin Tint, I have it in the shade 7. I love this product. I've got the Makeup Forever HD Skin. This is just a little mini that I bought from Sephora, and I bought it in the shade 1N14. I do not think it's a good shade match for me. It's very, very yellow, but I keep it because I can use my shade adjusting drops to make it work. So we're going to keep it. It is a really beautiful foundation. And I also like to mix my foundations. I like to create custom formulas and custom shades by mixing, and that's why I keep it. This is from the Shop Miss A2O Labs Soft Matte Foundation in M3. I actually really enjoyed this when I did my Shop Miss A video, but I mixed it. I mixed a couple of these. I don't remember which ones I mixed, but I'm going to keep all of these because they're all pretty new. I just recently got them in one of my Shop Miss A hauls, so I'm going to keep them. I think there's more. Yes, there are more. This is another one of the Luminous Skin Veils, but it's in M1. It's closer to my shade. And then their Satin Drop Foundation, the Pure Complexion, the BB Cream, and then the Matte Vision High Def Foundation. All of these I'm going to keep. The Hailey's Flawless Matte Foundation, I did not like this whatsoever. It was super thick. Look, it's like coming out of here. The shade was off. It was very, very warm. It was super thick. I do not imagine me keeping this. Like, it's hard for me to even blend it on my hand. It like sticks down and wants to grip. It's like having a gripping primer in with it. I just did not get on with this, so I'm actually going to toss it. I don't see anyone liking this. I hate that because it's brand new. Like, I just got it, but it was not good. My Dior Backstage, I'm going to keep 2.5N. It's a good one. It's a good everyday foundation. The IT Cosmetics CC Cream, this is the one that's opened. I've got my backup. And then this is the Bye Bye Foundation Oil-Free Matte. I really, really enjoy this. I got it in neutral medium, a little dark for me right now, but I can make it work with my pigments. So I just prefer these more in the summer because I feel like I'm getting the most out of them with the SPF. So I keep these for spring and summer. This one I'm going to get rid of, the Estee Lauder Futurist Hydra Rescue. I just never reach for it. It's way too luminous for me. And it's in 3-in-1 Ivory Beige, which is my typical Estee Lauder shade. But I'm going to see if somebody else could get some use out of this, maybe my sister. The Catrice HD Liquid Coverage Foundation. I love this. I have it in the shade Hazelnut Beige 36. This is a beautiful foundation. Clinique Even Better Clinical Serum Foundation. I have it in the shade 52 Neutral. Love this one. So good. My MAC Studio Fix Fluid. This one's a little too dark. It's NC35, but I keep it as a mixing foundation. The Urban Decay Hydromaniac. This is really, really nice, especially in the summertime. I have 40 Light Medium. It's really good. The Face Tape from Tarte. I have it in the shade 29N Light Medium Neutral. It's a little light when I'm self-tan, but it would probably be beautiful right now, so I might wear this here soon. This is the Black Adjusting Drops. Got the Face Bond from Urban Decay, and I have the shade 16 Light Medium Cool. It works pretty well for me, and it's just an okay foundation, but I'm going to keep it. The MAC Studio Fix Fluid in N6. This is a backup, but I think what I've done, if I'm not mistaken, I'm going to look. I think I mixed NC35 and N6 together in this bottle. I'm pretty sure that's what I did to create a custom shade. And it's more of my self-tan shade. Because I had a bottle of N6 that was just getting really low. And I was like, why don't I just go ahead and mix a few pumps of the NC35 in it? That way I have one that's already custom made. I just needed to shake it is all. The N6 was on the bottom and the 35's on top. But now that it's shaking it, you can tell. This is the Clinique Even Better makeup, and it has SPF 15. It says evens and corrects. I bought it in the same shade, the 52 Neutral, but for whatever reason, I feel like this one's darker than the Serum foundation. This one's darker, but I can mix it and we'll see. We'll see if we can make it work. Don't ever toss your foundation because it looks a little dark or something. Get you some adjusting drops or mix it with a lighter foundation. Don't just throw it away. All right, the L'Oreal Infallible. I have 420 and 455. I like to mix these two. It's perfect for me. ColourPop Pretty Fresh. Same thing. I mix these two shades. I have light 60 in and then 80. So I mix them. Can you tell that we like Catrice True Skin Foundation? I have 4 different shades. I love this so much. I love that foundation. Here's my Tears. I have the pink cushion that is 24 in Latte. Red is 25 in Mocha. Mocha is good for self-tan. 24 is good for right now. This is also from Shop Miss A, and I don't even think I used it, but it's a liquid foundation, and we're going to keep it and test it. I like doing Shop Miss A videos. The Lancome Tint Needle, I have it in the shade 260 Bisque Neutral. It's a very neutral shade, and it's really good for me when I'm not self-tan. Too Faced Born This Way Healthy Glow Foundation. I have it in the shade Warm Nude. I don't really know. I don't know if I've even tried this, to be honest. So I can't wait to do a test and review on this one because I honestly don't think I've even tried it. So we need to put her in as one of my foundations soon. The One Size Turn Up the Base BBB Cream. I love this stuff. I have it in medium 1N. It's so good. The Laura Mercier. We've already used this in a foundation review, and I have it in 3C2 Toffee. The shade's not quite right, but I can make it work with my adjusting drops, and the foundation's just okay. I think it's a little bit too radiant for me, but anyway, again, this is the same thing. The Always On from Smashbox. I could not get a good shade in this. I have L20 in and L10 in. I tried mixing the two. That's still not right. So these I just keep as a mixing to mix with other foundations. The Hourglass Ambient Soft Glow Foundation. It's almost gone. The shade is 6.5. Love this, but I think next time I'm going to get the shade 8 because this is a little bit warm. I want to go for 8 neutral. The Dior Forever Matte. I have it in 3N. 3N is perfect for me when I'm like in the summer, full on tan, but I have to mix it during the winter. I have 3 of these because I love this formula. I can't wait to try the new one, the Luminous Matte. But this one is the Maybelline Superstay 30-Hour Foundation. And I have 128 Warm Nude, 129 Medium Beige, and 220 Natural Beige. And I love having options to mix or wear when I'm not self-tan versus self-tan, you know. Anyway, I love having shade options in the formulas that I know work well for me. And this one really does a good job. I've got the new Huda Beauty Easy Blur Foundation. I picked it up in the shade Apple Pie, 255. It's just okay, you guys. It's nothing special. The Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless in 128 Warm Nude. Love this foundation so much. It's beautiful. It's like a classic. Speaking of that, this is the Revlon Color Stay, also a classic for combo oily skin. And I have it in the shade 250. It's a really good shade for me, especially when I'm self-tan. Maybelline Superstay Skin Tint in 220. It's a really good formula, and the shade works well for me in the summer. But I just love this formula. It's so good. I've turned a lot of people onto this that are looking for a very lightweight but still full coverage formula. I love it. KVD Good Apple Serum Foundation. I picked it up in 48, I believe. Yeah, medium 48. It's really nice. I love this formula. It's a little heavy, but It's still beautiful. The Ulta Complexion Crush, I really enjoy this one. I have it in the shade light to medium neutral. This is a really good option if you're looking for something affordable. The Beauty Blender Bounce Skin Tint, amazing. I have it in the shade medium 3. It's so good. This is new to me, the Ciel Tint and Protect SPF 50. I got it in the shade 4 light medium. I feel like it's an okay shade, but I'm not sold on this formula for my skin type. It has this dropper, and I don't know, guys. I'm just not that into it. It's a little too radiant for me, but the shade actually looks pretty good. But we'll have to test it out and see what we think. Pat McGrath foundation. I have this. I love it. It's in the shade 10, I believe. Yeah, light medium 10. Oh my god. Well, it's a good thing that I already tested that foundation for you all because it literally just busted and spilled everywhere. I was going to get to cleaning my floor at some point anyway, but that just sped that process right up. That was a challenge. Let's finish this up. I've only got a few more to pull out. This one is the Oma Say What Weightless Soft Matte Foundation. The shade's not perfect for me, but it's Honey Honey T1N. The Too Faced Born This Way Soft Matte. This is the old packaging, and I have it in porcelain. It's not a perfect shade match for me, but we'll make it work. The LYS. Okay. I'm going to try this soon and then probably get rid of it. I did not like the way this felt. It felt super heavy for a serum foundation, and I did not like the shade. I have MN1, but I'm going to test it for you guys. I'll look busted just for you. The Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk. I have mine in 5.9. I love this shade. I love this formula. The new one from Dolce & Gabbana, the Everlast Foundation. I bought the shade 12N, light medium. I love this formula. It's so nice. This is another one that I really love, the Guerlain Terracotta Le Tint, and I have it in 2.5N. Beautiful foundation. The NARS Soft Matte Complete Foundation. I have it in the shade Fiji Light 5. This one's a little bit light, but I like to use this as a mixer anyways. I like to use this mixed with this, the light reflecting, which is in M1.2 Patagonia. It's a really good shade for me in the summer, but I like to mix these two, not only for the shade, but for the finish. I like to add a little bit more matte to this light reflecting. And lastly in here is the YSL All Hours Foundation. I don't really care for this one, but it was so expensive. I want to keep it and try to make it work, so I like to keep it as a mixing foundation. All right, let me clean this drawer. Let's start by putting away the foundations first, and then we'll add in the blush and the bronzer and palettes. But this, I'm just going to speed through. I never found the other Yenza foundation. I'm wondering if I already threw it out or already gave it away to someone because I don't see it anywhere. So I'm going to just open this one and have it out, and I'm going to put it in as one of my foundations, but I don't think I really loved that one. Okay, we're going to leave it like that for now. I'm going to start adding in some of the bronzers and my palettes first. All right, my Hourglass palettes, I usually keep them back here. that's good. Now we just have to do powders, concealers, mascaras. Oh my gosh, so much. This was a chore.